Python exceptions. So we've all been there beforehand. We run a piece of code and all of a sudden Python throws us an error. Not only is it confusing, it's hard to debug, but it stops our program from running. So everything else is kind of ruined right after that. Exceptions are a way to handle these errors within Python. Let's take a look at first briefly this annoying moment that we all get. So I just have a fresh notebook right here and I'm going to print X. Oh, no, what? Name X is not defined. This is an error and this stopped our program. It looks like this is a name error. Well, let's say we wanted to handle this in Python. That's when we need to start to use exceptions and specifically the TryAccept statement. So the way that I do this is I go try, print X, and I'm going to say except print no X variable, X variable found. What I'm doing here is I'm telling Python, hey, try out this thing, and the thing I want it to try is X, and then if there's an error, accept it, meaning like try this, except if there's an error, then do this, which I'm going to print no variable found. I'll run that, and there was an error because we did that above here, and so it did something else for us, and what it did for us is it printed, hey, no X variable found. Okay. Now you'll see here that I just did a general try and accept. I didn't actually specify the exact error that I'm looking for. Now, one of my tips here that was told to me by one of my software engineering friends, because I'm not a software engineer by trade. I'm a data analyst by trade. He said, Greg, it's really dangerous to have a broad try and accept. If possible, you really want to call out the specific exception that you're looking for, because then you understand your program a bit better and you have more control over it. So even better would be try print X, but except what I want to call out is name error. And I'll make sure that that's the same thing up here. Yep, name error. And so what I'm telling Python to do here is print name error no X variable found. What I'm telling Python to do here is try this thing, but if there's a name error, then accept it and print out this. And I'll go ahead and run this. And yes, there was a name error and I accepted this. But let's just say, for example, that I wanted to accept an error that actually wasn't possible. So let's call this, there's probably a type error. And so I'm telling Python, hey, look for a type error. And then if there's a type error, then give me this. I'll run this. And then all of a sudden, it doesn't accept the name error because I didn't specify the name error here. Okay. Now, the best way to solve these error problems is you should really go up the programming ladder, like go up the food chain and solve your problem at its root. And so in order to do that, let's just go ahead and define X, sweet, print X. And all of a sudden, you've solved your error without needing to deal with try and accepts. And that is exceptions within Python.